Final ransom. The night had settled smoothly over the local ice rink, where light reflected off the freshly shaved surface, like polished marble. Kathy and Bentley stood near the edge of the enclosure, her skates gleaming as she balanced effortlessly on the narrow blades. She took a deep breath, feeling the cool air fill her lungs, completely absorbed in the joy of the movement. Near the railing, her mother, Angela Harding, adjusted a sweater over her shoulders and watched with a warm smile. Barnaby Jones, a Quinn Martin production, starring Buddy Ebsen, also starring Lee Meriwether and Mark Shera, with guest stars Gary Lockwood, Lawrence Pressman, Bill Lucking, Stacey Baldwin, and special guest star Jenny O'Hara. Tonight's episode, Final Ransom. Terrific, Angela said as her daughter glided toward her with effortless grace. Do you think we will all be ready by next Friday night? Oh, yeah. I think you could open the ice festival right now, Kathy replied, her face lighting up with excitement. You are perfect. Okay, if I am that perfect, I think I will try a flying camel, Kathy laughed, poising herself to glide back out onto the ice. Hey, wait a minute, Angela cautioned softly. The last time you tried that, you sprained your ankle. Oh, Mother, you are such a worry bird, Kathy teased gently, turning a quick circle. My ankle has not bothered me in weeks. Hello, Angie, a harsh voice interrupted from the doorway of the corridor. Angela froze, her smile instantly fading as she turned to face the shadow standing near the edge of the bleachers. My God, she whispered, her voice barely audible.
Doyle.
In the flesh, babe, Doyle Egan said, stepping forward into the pale, overhead light. Nice of you to recognize me after so long. I never thought I would see you again, Angela said, her hands trembling as she smoothed her coat. Yeah, that figures, Doyle replied with a cold grin. You know, but they do let you out of prison when you have served your time. Hey, you look good. 10 years did not hurt you a bit. Mother, I am finished, Kathy called out from across the rink, waving as she headed toward the exit gate. I will be with you in a minute. Well, look how young and pretty she is, Doyle remarked, his eyes shifting toward the girl. Must be about 12 years old now, right? Listen, Doyle, I am expecting my husband any minute, Angela said, panic rising in her voice. Yeah, I heard you got married, Doyle said calmly. What are you so worried about? Looks like you have done a nice job on the kid. You probably raised her as if she were your own. Doyle, that is my husband coming, Angela pleaded, glancing desperately toward the main entrance. Would you go? Doyle, please go. Okay, doll, Doyle said, taking a step back into the shadow of the corridor. But you will be hearing from me. You can count on it. Who was that? Nick Harding asked as he walked up, setting a hand on his wife's shoulder and looking down the empty hallway. What? Angela stammered, trying to regain her composure. The guy who just passed, Nick said.
You were talking to him.
Oh, I think he was one of the parents, Angela said quickly, avoiding his eyes. I do not know his name. Hi. Gorgeous, Nick greeted Kathy as she stepped off the ice and onto the rubber matting. Daddy, I am starving to death, Kathy groaned dramatically, unlacing her skates. You know, I will bet you have not had anything to eat for half an hour, Nick teased. More like 10 minutes, Kathy countered. Chocolate bars do not count, Nick smiled. Right, Kathy agreed. So why do you not go change, and I will buy you and your mom 2 of the biggest cheeseburgers in this whole town, Nick proposed. You throwing a vanilla milkshake? Kathy asked, raising an eyebrow. You got a deal, pretty face, Nick laughed. See you guys outside the dressing room. Okay, Kathy said, running off down the hall. Meanwhile, miles away in a quiet residential neighborhood, the grand residence of William Bentley stood illuminated against the evening sky. Inside the spacious study, William Bentley checked his watch, pacing slightly as he waited for his wife to finish getting ready. Telephone for you, darling, Laura Bentley called out gently from the doorway. I will be right there, William replied, stepping over to the desk. I have to run. Karen is meeting me at the club. Hello? William said, lifting the receiver.
Bentley?
William Bentley? The caller asked. Yes, William answered. Who is this? Never mind, the voice responded coldly. Just listen carefully. I am calling about your daughter, Kathy, and Bentley. She wants to come home.
What?
William gasped, his blood running cold. What kind of sick joke is this? This is no joke, the voice insisted. It will cost you $250,000, Mr. Bentley, if you want to see your daughter back alive. My daughter was kidnapped 10 years ago, William said, his knuckles turning white as he gripped the phone. What are you? Some kind of psychopath? My name is Scorpio, the caller said flatly. Now do you remember me? Scorpio, William repeated, the memory crashing back over him like a wave. Later that evening, William Bentley sat in the private office of Barnaby Jones. The seasoned detective listened quietly as the frantic father recounted the unbelievable phone call. That was the code word used by the kidnapper after he abducted our baby daughter from the park nearly 10 years ago, William explained, his hands trembling on his lap. As I remember from the newspapers, the ransom was never paid. He delivered the money as he requested, but it was never picked up. We never heard from the kidnapper again, and no trace of Kathy was ever found. After a while, we assumed she was dead. Mr. Bentley, who else knew that code word? Barnaby asked gently, leaning forward over his desk. Just myself, my wife, and Mrs. Jennings, the nanny who was with our baby when she was taken from the park, William stated. What about the police? Barnaby inquired. I know what you are thinking, William said. That someone found out about the code word and is trying to cash in on it now. I followed the kidnapper's strict instructions and told no one, not even the police. What about Mrs. Jennings, the nanny? Barnaby asked. She was heartbroken, William replied. Besides, she died nearly 3 years ago. Mr. Bentley, why come to me? Barnaby asked. I think it is a matter for the police or the Federal Bureau of Investigation. My wife knew nothing about this call, William explained emotionally. You can imagine what it was like for her 10 years ago. Police and Federal Bureau of Investigation agents constantly in the house. And then the months afterwards when the crackpots and the ghouls started calling. All the false hopes and bitter disappointments. How awful that must have been for her, Betty Jones remarked softly from across the room. I cannot put her through that again, William insisted. Mr. Jones, I would like to help you, but I do not want to get your hopes up. Mr. Jones, in my mind, I buried our child years ago. But if there is any chance at all, I have got to know Mr. Jones. The next day, Barnaby Jones and his secretary Betty arrived at the Bentley residence under the guise of financial advisors. Laura Bentley greeted them warmly in the foyer. Honestly, darling, I still do not understand why your secretary would not have bought the present, Laura said to her husband with a light laugh. It is an anniversary gift, and it needs your special touch. What else has your taste? Oh, you flatterer, William replied gently. I will do my best, okay? Who is this? Laura asked, noticing Barnaby and Betty. Just some business associates, William explained smoothly. I thought it would be more convenient if I had them meet me here. Laura, this is Barnaby Jones and his secretary Betty. How do you do? Laura smiled warmly. Pleased to meet you, Miss Betty, Laura added. Oh, you have a beautiful home. Thank you, Betty replied softly. Well, I must be on my way, Laura said, turning toward the door. Have a good meeting, everyone. Seems like a nice lady, Barnaby remarked after she had left. She is, William sighed, the strain returning to his face instantly. So far, she does not suspect anything, but it has not been easy. Have you raised the money? Barnaby asked. It is all ready to be delivered as soon as I give the word, William said. When the man calls, I want you to tell him that you are having trouble getting it, Barnaby instructed. You want me to stall? William asked. For as long as we can safely do it, Barnaby said. We need the time so that we can get a line on who the extortionist is. All right, William agreed. Anything else? Yes, Barnaby added. Tell him you want proof. Anything that would prove that he had your daughter. After all these years, how could he do that? William asked doubtfully. If he is genuine, I think he will come up with something, Barnaby answered. At that moment, the front door clicked open and J.R. Jones walked in, looking around carefully. Oh, that must be J.R., Barnaby said. May I? It is my young associate from Chicago. I told him to check the neighborhood, see if anybody was watching the house. Mr. Bentley, this is J.R. Jones. Nice to meet you, sir, J.R. said, shaking Bentley's hand. Anything suspicious? Barnaby asked. No, just 2 gardeners and a plumbing truck, J.R. reported. But they're okay, I checked them out. Now, Mr. Bentley, when the call comes, please use this phone over here so Barnaby can listen on that phone over there, J.R. explained. Anyone else care for a drink? William offered. Before anyone could answer, the telephone began to ring sharply. William checked his watch. 3 minutes early, he noted nervously. He is anxious. William stepped to the desk and picked up the receiver, while Barnaby silently lifted the extension.
Hello, William said.
Hey, Bentley, the raspy voice came through the line. Yes, William replied. This is Scorpio, the caller said. Have you filled that little prescription I ordered? I am running into a little problem, William stammered as instructed. A problem? The man snapped back. Now listen, I told you. Don't worry, you will get the money, William interrupted, trying to hold his voice steady. It is just that the bank manager I deal with is out of town. What kind of a stall is that, man? The voice barked back angrily. That ain't my mule. You hear me?
What? I do not understand, William said.
Just give me my money, the caller demanded. You have my word, William said, firming his tone. I will have it all by tomorrow. But not until I see actual proof that you have my daughter. Hey man, I tell you, the kid is alive, Scorpio insisted. That is not good enough, William stated firmly. Show me evidence, and you will get every cent that you have asked for. Okay, the caller grumbled. You will get your proof. You just stay by that phone till you hear from me. And that is it, William added quickly.
Wait.
One more thing. Why has it taken you 10 years to contact me again? Go to hell, the caller spat, and the line went dead. William slowly hung up the phone and looked at Barnaby. He did not sound like he was bluffing. He said he would show me proof. Well then, if it is not a trick, that would mean that Kathy and is alive, J.R. observed softly. Meanwhile, across town at the modest suburban home of the Hardings, Angela was standing near her small garden when a figure stepped out from behind the garage. What are you doing here? Angela demanded, backing away in terror. Take it easy, Doyle. Doyle, I am warning you. Get away from here, or I will. Come on, Angie, Doyle said, holding his hands up defensively. I do not want to hurt you. I just want to talk. There is nothing to talk about, Angela said fiercely. Just leave us alone. Nice little place you have here, Doyle remarked, looking at the neat lawn and colorful flowers. I am glad for you, Angie. I would not spoil it, honest. Then what do you want? Angela asked. Make some money, Doyle said with a cold grin. For you, for me. Doyle, I was a kid when I got started with you, Angela said, tears welling in her eyes. That was a long time ago. That is over now. Like a bad dream. Yeah, Doyle muttered. It almost worked. We would have had $100,000. I mean, how could I figure they would pick me up the same day on an old robbery charge? Yeah, that is what I figured happened, Angela said, her voice shaking. When you did not come back, I was scared out of my wits. Did not leave that room for 3 days. Not until Kathy ran out of food. Angie, why did you keep her? Doyle asked, narrowing his eyes. Well, what else was I supposed to do? Angela pleaded. I did not want to go to jail. I could not take her out in the street. Everybody was looking for her. And after a while, the people in that building, they thought she was mine. I wanted that child. Yeah, well, it all turned out okay, Doyle said casually. I was a little worried for a while. I thought they would nail me for kidnapping too if they picked you up. As it was, they just shipped me back to Tulsa. Locked me up for close to 10 long ones. Look, Doyle, Angela begged. Kathy and Nick and me, we are a real family here. So, why do you not just go away, huh? And leave us alone. Sure, honey, Doyle smiled nastily. As soon as we get the money. I called Bentley. He will pay $250,000. No. Angela screamed softly. She is my child now. You cannot take her away from me. That is just it, you see, Doyle explained, stepping closer. You do not have to lose her. All we have got to do is show him we have got her. Then I pick up the cash. Then I disappear. And Bentley, he never has to get near Kathy. That is the way I have got it figured. I said no, Angela yelled. Now you get out of here. You do not have any choice in this, Doyle growled, grabbing her arm. What is going on here? A voice called out as a neighbor stepped onto the sidewalk nearby. Is there some trouble, Mrs. Harding? It is just a friendly disagreement, ma'am, Doyle said quickly, releasing Angela and stepping back with a fake smile. Mrs. Harding, next time leave the heavy chores to me. And just tell your husband, talk it over with him if you want to, and I will be back later. Bye, ma'am. What was all that about? Nick asked as he walked up from the driveway moments later, looking curiously at the departing figure. Oh, nothing really, Angela lied, wiping her eyes. Wasn't that the guy from the ice rink yesterday? Nick asked, frowning.
What?
Angela gasped. That guy, Nick said, pointing down the street. Oh, no, I do not think it was, Angela stammered. Sure it was, Nick insisted, grabbing her hands and looking straight into her eyes. Angie, what was he doing here? Nothing, Nick. It is really